Welcome back to the Dear Young Person podcast. I hope you have been listening to the other episodes and you found it really helpful, really beneficial for you. Today, I want to talk about something very important. It's more like a warning. I don't know why I'm dancing. It's supposed to be a warning. It's meant to be serious. Come on, get serious in Tonga. Okay. Okay. Uh, and today, I just want to say, dear young person, stop saying yes to everything. Stop saying yes to everything. Yes, you want to. I said stop saying yes, and the first thing I said was yes. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is you need to learn to stop saying yes to everything. I know that you're young, you want to get experience, and rightly so. But you have to understand that if you're the kind of person who everyone knows is going to say yes, everyone is going to keep bringing things your way. You have to learn to have boundaries. I know that it sounds actually it may not sound silly to younger people because there's been this talk that Gen Zs know so much about work-life balance, like they really want to have that time to themselves. But I just think it's worth iterating that you should have boundaries. Having boundaries will save your life. Having boundaries will help your life a whole lot. It's very important that even if you're a courteous person, even if you're the kind of person who genuinely wants to help other people, right? It could be problematic if you don't know when to say no. Like you can be someone who genuinely wants to help, is genuinely kind, and people will take advantage of you. Because I'll be honest with you, right? If you don't let people see that there's a limit to how much you can take or how far you're willing to go, they will think that you're someone who is sort of like limitless in that regard, and they will always come to you and ask you for things. So you must learn to be the kind of person who says no. And I have learned from experience and from speaking to people that being someone who says yes all the time is similar to being a people pleaser. In fact, it is because you're a people pleaser. And people pleasing stems from this incessant need to be liked. That you're tying your worth to how much people like you. And when someone comes to you and requests help with something, your first thought is not, do I have the capacity for this? In fact, your own health, your own well being is so far at the back of your mind that your first response is just, oh, sure, I want to help this person because I want this person to like me. I want this person to feel like I'm the kind of person that would show up. And people pleasing is it's something that people need to recover from. I am a recovering people pleaser, so I can talk about it. Right? It's something that you actually need to put a pin in. Because, like I said, if you are consistently showing up for everybody, you will get burnt out. And, like, it ties to you being burnt out in a sense because you're expending so much energy doing things for other people that you don't even consider yourself and think, oh, maybe I should rest. Maybe I should say no to this new project that somebody else wants to do and use that time to rest because I've spent so much energy on working and showing up. Now, this is not saying that you should be the kind of person that they'll ask you for stuff and your first response is no. Even though that would be helpful, actually, if you are a proper people pleaser, you need to make a practice of saying no. Like that's the very first step for you. Make it a practice that your first response should be no, I don't have the bandwidth for this. So that you're then able, like after you say no and then you check your schedule and you, okay, I have some free time, you can then come back and say, oh, I know I said no when you asked, but if you still need help, I have some free time and I can help you. It's better for you to be the person who says no and then comes back later to help when they've realized that they actually do have some free time, than to be that person who says yes and then you come back when they finish depending on you and all their hope is on you, and then you come back and you're like, oh, sorry, oops, sorry about that. I don't have the bandwidth for that. Right? So make it a practice to say no. One of the things that you should learn about being a people pleaser is that, and this is very important because this is something I learned growing up, that you don't need to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. Like I said, saying yes or being a yes man or being somebody who says yes to every single thing that people ask, it stems from a deep-seated need to be liked. And what you end up doing is setting yourself on fire to keep other people warm. And that it's not healthy in any way, shape, or form. When the Bible says love your neighbor as yourself, it's very important that you first realize that there is a love that you have for yourself, right? That the Bible says you should show to someone else. So if you don't love yourself, what kind of love are you going to show to your neighbor? After all, you think poorly of yourself, you are always burnt out because you're always saying yes to everybody else. What kind of love do you want to show to your neighbor? You don't love yourself enough, or you don't even love yourself at all, as evidenced by the fact that you're always saying yes to everybody without prioritizing yourself. It's important that you're the kind of person who will prioritize your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. Very, very important. So I've said all of that to say that it's very important that you set boundaries. There should be a limit to how much you can give of yourself to other people. And it's completely fine, because you should know that you cannot be all things to all people. You're not Jesus Christ. You're not God. It reminds me of this popular saying, if you try to be El Shaddai, you shall die. Right? You can't be the person who is always showing up for every single person, because there are so many people in this world. You cannot possibly show up for every single person. And you must make peace with the fact that you could end up being the bad guy in other people's stories. And that is fine. That is fine in the sense that, yes, you cannot always show up for every single person. But let it not be that you're not showing up because you want to be a bad person, or like you want to be a wicked person. But let it be that you realize that you don't have unlimited time. You realize that you have finite resources and you want to utilize them in the best way possible. When we talk about efficiency, it starts with you and your time and your efforts and your resources. Don't be that person that once they just whisper, you are up and active. Don't be that person, right? Always ensure that you're not struggling to please everybody at the expense of yourself. Stop being a yes man. Stop trying to please everybody. You cannot please everybody. You are not jollof rice. You can't do it. You are not fried rice and pepper turkey and salad. So stop trying to please everybody. Stop saying yes to everything. Prioritize your time, prioritize your energy, prioritize your efforts. Because that's really the only way that you can show up for the people and for the things that matter the most. If not, if you keep saying yes to everybody and everything, when it's time to show up for the people that matter, you won't have energy. Or when it's time to show up for the things that matter, you're already burnt out. You have nothing to give. Don't be that person. Stop saying yes to everything. Stop being a people pleaser. Learn to say no. In fact, start saying no. So when you watch this, I want you to think of someone you know, maybe your friend who is a people pleaser, and just text them and say, start saying no today. Start saying no today. Future you will thank you for it. Anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I do hope that you take what I'm saying like something serious, because it is. Because it is. Being a people pleaser will drain you. Learn to say no. It will save your life. All right. Until next time, this is Ntonga from Dear Young Person with NT. Have fun and bye.